Hey everybody, you know, one of the things I love to do is to read the comments of hedge fund managers or listen to them whenever they show up on TV, because you really see that not a single one of them has a fucking idea, any fucking clue about what they're talking about. I mean, not a single one of them. It's such garbage that it is unbelievable. And by the way, I call them out. I call them out, and every single time, if you've been following me, you know I've been right and they've been wrong. They're the easiest group in the world to fade. They're completely out of paradigm. These guys are still on the gold standard or fixed exchange rates. Everything they talk about is completely upside down, okay? We just saw Soros the other day. And most of these guys, they made their money from fees. Okay, I've said this in the past. If they have any genius at all, you know, quote unquote, it's their genius to raise money, because they really suck as investors or traders. And if they're very, very wealthy, it's because they manage lots of money, and that generates huge fees for them. Huge fees. But in terms of their understanding, in terms of their ideas, I mean, how many times have we seen these big guys, you know, about debt crisis in Japan, or credit bubbles in China, or hyperinflation in the U.S. because of Fed monetary operations, you know? I mean, all kinds of stuff like that. Now, there's another guy that I was reading today, you know, just for fun. And his name is John Burbank. He runs an outfit called Passport Capital out in San Francisco, right? And he says, I'm going to read it. I got to read it. He says, it's getting very hard to invest responsibly, says this guy Burbank. By the way, he's being interviewed on this thing called Real+Vision+TV. What a name. It's some subscription TV service on the internet. I don't know if you've checked it out. I've checked it out. This thing is loaded with these clueless guys who are talking about, you know, China's debt and Japan debt crisis and gold and hyperinflation and all these kind of Austrian monetary and gold standard guys. And they, you know, they present themselves, this Real Vision TV, as, you know, you only get it here, the real truth, the hard-hitting interviews. It is like a collection of all these fucking losers. It is unbelievable. By the way, it's like $30 a month, a little bit less than my service, but I guarantee you, watch that, follow their advice, you'll have no money in a very short period of time. Anyway, Burbank on this interview. By the way, you could get a 7-day free trial with Real Vision. I give you 30 days. And you know what's interesting with a lot of these guys, when you read about them or when you listen to their background, they all made money from shorting subprime, right? So that was their one, you know, this is very fascinating. That was their one lucky trade, and it only worked out because the Fed bumbled for 5 months. So literally the Fed, if you think about it, the Fed wrote checks to all these losers, our money, right? The Fed wrote checks to all these losers because it didn't know what the fuck it was doing. And then once the Fed got its act together, these guys all started losing back their money. Like they were buying gold, right? John Paulson made $1 billion for himself on shorting subprime. He probably gave 3 times more of it back. And same with these guys. If you look into their past, they all made money on shorting subprime only because basically the Fed wrote them all a check because it didn't know what the hell it was doing. So he's saying it's hard to invest responsibly now. Why? Why is he saying that? Because what do you think? He's looking for the market to crash. He's looking for the market to crash, and he said, yeah, you know, it went down this year in January and February, but then it surprisingly erased its losses. It surprisingly erased its losses. Gee! How do you figure? Meanwhile, what were we saying here? What was I saying? What did I send out? You know, on February 11th, get back in aggressively. It was I saw the thing like ticking in slow mo. I saw everything in slow motion. Oh, we got an IRS glitch. Tax refunds are not going out. in the most important tax refund month of the entire year, when you get over 100 billion in refunds in 1 month, it's not going on. They got a computer glitch. Oh, the computer glitch was fixed. Get back in. I told you on the day that it happened, on the day, and it started going up. These guys, it's surprisingly, and now he's like, I've been looking for a significant pullback, he said, so it's hard to invest responsibly. Well, how about stop looking for a significant pullback? How about looking for things that are actually happening in the economy? Like historic levels of government spending, like all these things that I talk about, okay? All these things that I talk about. So it's really funny. It is really funny. It's comical, but at the same time, right, it's maddening as hell. Like, how do they get all this money to manage? Because, remember, they're the 100%. The 100% shares money with the other 100%. We're not the 100%. So we go out there, or I go out there, I say, look, this is not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Even if I show a track record. Even if I show a track record. It's like, those are funny ideas. Those are weird ideas. We all know that the Fed is printing money, and one day there's going to be hyperinflation or a crash. So, sorry, can't invest with you. $75 a month? Oh my God. That's crazy. How can you, you must be a charlatan. Are you kidding me? Go to this Real Vision. Get yourself a 7-day free trial and check it out. You'll be, I don't know if you'll be glad you did, but you'll laugh a lot, believe me.